In 1972, I received this book as a gift. The House on the Cliff, the second in the Hardy Boys series. I was in love immediately. This is the actual edition that I received, and I've held on to it all these years, as I have my entire collection. And my collection grew. And I read them up until about 5th grade. I read the complete series and just loved them. And in particular, I loved the cover art, especially once I discovered that there were several iterations. So I'll show you some of the older editions that I have first. Here's an early edition of The Tower Treasure. First book in the series. Dust-jacketed Secret of the Caves. Hidden Harbor Mystery. A Figure in Hiding. The Secret Warning. The Clue of the Broken Blade. The Secret Panel. The Yellow Feather Mystery. The Secret of Pirates Hill. Mystery of the Desert Giant. So these are just, fantastic. And like I said, the cover art really sells it for me. You see the changes. There's the revised edition of the Tower Treasure. And there's, some of my favorites. This is a Christmas classic, Mystery of Cabin Island. A lot of Hardy Boys fans read this every winter. Now, one of my favorite books was The Clue of the Broken Blade. Now, I already showed you this edition. You also had this. This. And this, which this is the first one that I read. And then discovering there were so many other covered editions, I had to track them down. Of course, another one of my favorites was Danger on Vampire Trail. It sucked you right in, right? For a long time, my favorite book in the series was the Hardy Boys Detective Handbook. Highly coveted. Any young sleuth wanted to get their hands on this so they could be detectives just like Frank and Joe. Then, of course, later, as they decided to advance the series, they, of course, came out with Night of the Werewolf and other exciting tales. I was always rather fond of the library editions. Now, generally, these would have the same cover and just change the title. It's actually how I read most of the Hardy Boys, was through the library as a kid. Now, in 1977, they gave us a television series, and I was a huge fan of that. Parker Stevenson, Sean Cassidy, Pamela Sue Martin. It kept the Hardy Boys dream alive. So after I read through all of the Hardy Boys, I also made my way through Nancy Drew, and I won't show off all of them. My personal favorites, though, were the collected editions, where they put 2 books in each. My favorite Nancy Drew story was The Ghost of Blackwood Hall. This is a early library edition, as is this. So that's just a quick rundown of some of my favorite covers, some of the classic editions that I've got. Sorry I don't have more time. Back to work on the Occult Detective role-playing game. We'll talk again real soon.